when you first approach this, how do you assess what's required from scratch?
Well, first of all, by eye, I can see that the slabs are uneven.
Okay.
So for me, I know that the groundworks has got to be. I know there's groundworks that's got to be done.
Yeah.
So sometimes I choose to use, if I'm on a concrete area, I will use an aluminium rail. But over this building, I try and make it look a little bit more in keeping by using a concrete lintel.
Okay.
65 by 100 by however long, 65 mil by 100 mil by the length. Well, this turns out it's just under 2 metres.
Right.
So on that, break out the ground, put a nice straight saw cut across, break out the ground 150 mil deep.
Okay.
That'll give me just under 100 mil bed on the lintel, which is even more structure to bed it onto, and then obviously at the rear.
Yeah.
So then just making sure that that's absolutely level.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. What's on?
Then we know that the rails either side
Yeah.
will be dead level, and that makes it much easier.
Okay.
So there's a lot less stress to be put onto bolts, Allen keys and tightenings and fixings,
Yes.
because we know it's dead level.
Yeah. Well, do you have to do that in sympathy with the walls so that you've got a nice?
Yeah.
Square,
well, we know that the walls
degree.
are plumb. I checked these when I originally came out,
Right.
so we know that we're where we need to be within a couple of mil tolerance
Right.
on the sides.
Yeah.
This was previously checked when we came to measure up this, so it was something that we could account for if we needed to, packers, so on and so forth.
Yes. Yeah. In case you wanted to say if the walls were quite square,
Yeah.
with the floor or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Okay. So get all that out. You've then dug all this out.
Yep.
Put that.
We've
that
set
concrete
the concrete lintel on mortar,
Yes.
extra strength,
Right.
so we know that it's going to go off quite quickly. Also, it's really strong,
Okay.
so we know it's where it needs to be.
Yeah. Okay. So you do that the day before, give it 24 hours to set, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what you normally do?
Yes.
Okay. So now
Depending
you
on what strength of mortar you use.
Right.
And there's various different stuff on the market.
Okay. Such as?
There's quick chem cement,
Yeah.
which just to add to sand. The more cement you add, the quicker it goes off.
Okay.
There's Instamac M60, which is a fast setting mortar. Depends how quick you want to put it in or how quick you want it to go off, depends what you use.
Yeah. Yeah. Because have you been in a situation where you've had to get this done in a day or
Many times, yeah.
Yeah. So that's when you choose
Yes.
a particular type of cement you can use.
All depends on cost. I'm just putting the rail in the centre of the concrete strip that's been inserted in the ground to make sure it's central.
Okay.
Then I'll put my spirit level to it. I know that the wall's square, but I just need to make sure that the rail's upright and plumb.
Yeah. How's that looking?
Then I'll get my small drill bit and I will mark the holes that need to be drilled.
Okay.
You're always better off doing it with a drill bit.
Yeah.
If you do it with a pen, you might, when you start to drill off of the pen mark, you might slip off the mark.
Is that the right? Is that the correct size drill or slightly smaller?
This is slightly smaller.
Right.
Slightly smaller, just so it goes through the holes on the rail. It's a 4mm drill bit.
Okay.
Knowing that I've marked the holes, I then get my SDS drill, an SDS bit.
Yeah.
And drill the holes.
say, is there any particular type of drill that you need to use?
SDS, if
SDS.
you're drilling into masonry, you need an SDS drill
Okay.
and an SDS bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So far we've had the rendering, and now you're looking at masonry. Is there any other types of scenarios you come across that are worth mentioning?
Don't fix the timber, don't fix the precast.
Okay.
Although timber is used on boats,
Yeah.
generally people don't take the time to maintain timber.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is doors,
Yeah.
scenarios and floodgates, but more to divert rather than to stop.
Yeah. So as you say, you need something that's pretty robust, strong. It's going to be able to hold the rails up
Yeah.
and the barriers. Yeah. So you just drop the raw plugs in there.
Yeah. Make sure that there's no dust on the floor,
Yeah.
and then we'll just give it a water wipe and set. Just to take any excess dust.
Okay. So what are you going to do next?
I'm going to run a sealant bead along the screw line on
Right.
the wall first, so we know that it's got a decent amount of sealant / adhesive
Yeah.
at the rear. So we know that when the rail's on the wall, although it's screwed,
Yeah.
it's also stuck there as well.
Yeah. So what size drill and raw plugs have you used then?
6mm.
Okay. Right. So what's that you're putting down?
That's the neoprene pad at the bottom.
Yeah. So you put lots of sealant down to be able to stick that down onto that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure the rail's cleared at the back.
Okay.
Quick wipe.
Yeah. So I was just saying, what do you do to just line it up?
Just line it up from the top.
Yeah. Start at the top, but just drop the screw in as a
So-
guide.
Self-reference really.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel comfortable with. I generally eye 2 or 3 of the screws in and then impact driver.
Yeah. So what type of screws are you using there?
Brass.
Okay. This will be brass. Do they countersink?
The rails are already countersunk anyway.
Okay.
There you go.
Looking good? Okay. So what do you do next?
And a bead of sealant at the back.
So the same sealant, you just run it all the way along the back,
Yeah.
in the corner.
Yeah.
So you got the seal at the back, the seal in the middle, which
Yeah.
you put down on the screws, and then the seal along the front.
Yeah.
Okay. And across the top.
Yeah.
So you put the that seal at the bottom, the black piece. Why did you do that?
It just helps once the board sits at the bottom of the rail and compresses,
Yeah.
any moisture that might get through, that just sort of sucks it.
Oh.
And it doesn't then penetrate through. It's like a wetsuit.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that corner, that's one of the most vulnerable places, is
This
it?
is the most vulnerable point at the front side of the rail,
Yes.
rather than the back, because the rubber sits on the neoprene at the back.
Yes.
There's a bit of sealant there as well, so it will make it hard for the water to
Right.
get through.
So what are you doing now?
Now I'm going to seal the front, taking care that on the mortar joint you will need a little bit more sealant.
Okay.
One, it tidies it up, and two, it helps again against the sealant.
So you want an absolute watertight seal
Yeah.
all along that front face.
So you're giving 3.
And the front face is the important one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's your first line of defence.
So it's your first line, and then your second is the middle,
Yes.
where you put the screws in, and then the last, the back there is just to make sure.
Yeah.
So is it worth doing the back one, or
It's always worth doing it.
yeah? Because obviously you're going to front from the front.